What up, dudes? Welcome to another Magic Find video. This time with the Magic Find Hammerden. I did upload another video about this Hammerden just a couple of days ago, but I decided to delete it because I wanted to change a couple of things on the character before I post the video, so I just deleted that one, and here's the new one with the slightly changed setup. So yeah, again, just like with my other Magic Find videos, I'm trying to do it the character. I mean, it's a cookie cutter character. It's a Hammerden. I'm just trying to do it a bit, a bit more funky, like a bit more unconventional setup. And what this is a 75 faster cast rate Hammerden with a lot of damage. So yeah, it performs really well. I mean, it runs literally like the 75 faster cast rate breakpoint and the 125. I mean, the faster cast rate breakpoints on Paladin are really fast to begin with. I mean, there's been so many times when I play with my 75 faster cast rate Telesmiter, and like some people tell me, "Oh my god, you're like how are you running 125 with like this and that, like how are you running 125 with like Shaco or something, stuff like that." But it just looks really fast. I mean, even 20, so like smiter versus smiter, I'm only using 20 faster cast rates from my amulet in PvP, and some people are like, dude, like how are you like having 75 faster cast rate or something? It just appears like really quick. Like the faster cast rate breakpoints on Paladins are just really quick, or at least it just looks like it. I don't know. But yeah, so 75 faster cast rate. I'm sacrificing faster cast rate for a lot of damage, which ultimately it just equalizes everything. And to begin with, you don't really teleport that slowly. Like, so 75. So this is 75 faster cast rate. Obviously, I mean, it's quick enough to do anything really. So yeah, it's you teleport really quickly. You don't need 125. I mean, especially now when you see how much more damage I make. So yeah, obviously Enigma. Let's start with the quick one finally. Yeah, Enigma. By the way, check this out. So because it's a Magic Find character, so on my PvP characters, I usually use like a strength amulet in my inventory, and I just put that on, and then I'm able to wear my Enigma when I pick up my body, and then my other amulet just goes here when I pick up my body, and then I switch them. I refresh strength or whatever, and then I'm full strength bug. Yeah. But on a Magic Find character, check this out. So I haven't put any strength, yeah, and because I really like Wire Fleece skin, so like I take the Enigma off. I've got 67 strength. I haven't put a single point, so let me take all this shit out. Okay, so 25 strength. That's the base strength of the character. I haven't put a single point in strength, and when I put all my gear on, look how little strength I got. I got like just 67 strength, yeah. But because I can chuck all these together, so like I can take this out, I can put 20 strength here, and I put 30 strength here, and then all of a sudden I got 117, yeah. So I can put the Enigma on, can double tap that shit, just to like, because if you don't double tap it, sometimes I refresh stuff here. So like if I don't tap it, I just if I just switch the ring and the amulet and then exit the game, when I come back to the game, I'll be naked. Like I won't be able to wear the Enigma, but this way you can. So as you saw what happened, I switched the strength shit, just wear the Enigma. I put it on, and just from the 72 strength that I got there, obviously I'm able to wear all my gear with it, and it stays on. and I'm full strength bugged. And because it's a magic fan character, I mean, I never die. So the plan is, when you make your magic fan character, if you make it ahead of time, like with a plan, the plan is to never die. Yeah. So I mean, these are here just in case I die. And if I die, what will happen is I'll take this out. For example, I'll put my ring and my amulet. I'll go pick up my body, and then this amulet and this ring will just appear here, and I'll pick my body and then switch back, and that's it. But in PvP, obviously, this will be a bit more painful to do, because it's like two things, and then you're gonna have to sacrifice two small charms. So it's not viable in PvP. It's not that great at all. But in Magic Find, I mean, you can do whatever because you're not gonna die. So I've done this once now, and I'm never gonna die. So since once you do it, that's it. Like, you know, I'm wearing my gear now. It's all good, no problem. So yeah, if you want, like, if you have a setup that requires Enigma, that doesn't require too much strength after the Enigma. So like, as you can see, like, I mean, there's not that many setups actually that do that, but as you can see, I get 139 strength here, and most setups will require 156 because you're gonna need, you know, enough strength for spirit, spirit monarch, shit like that. But if your setup and you're making a magic fan character and your setup doesn't require like too much strength after Enigma, it just requires like barely enough to wear all your shit, I mean, you can literally just do exactly what I've done. Like, instead of putting a lot of strength and you like the skin of a specific Enigma, but you normally don't have enough strength to use it, just gather some like strength rings or amulets, just enough to like be able to put the Enigma on, and as soon as you switch them, you'll be able to use the strength from that Enigma and the Enigma itself and wear your gear, and that's, you know, so good. So that's that. So the main thing about the setup is this scepter, and it has to have 2 to paladin skill. Okay, so 3 PK, 3 paladin combat skillers doesn't give as much damage. It gives like maybe like 1k less damage, or like half a k or something, like 500 damage or something. I mean, I haven't really like calculated on the like visual here. It gives 1k less. I mean, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Like 2 paladin is a lot more useful, obviously, with the synergies and everything. So 2 paladin, 3 concentration, very important, and 3 blessed hammer, and 2 sockets. These are the most important things. As I said in my previous Hammerdin video, which obviously I deleted, so it doesn't really matter, the other third skill doesn't matter. So the way synergies work, and again, I'm gonna give credit to the guy that pointed it out to me in another video. Like, I had a trapper video, and back then I didn't know that the synergies. So for example, if I had, you see how blessed aim gives damage to hammer, blessed hammer. So theoretically, if I have 3 to blessed aim here, it should give me, you know, however much damage it gives to hammer, because I got it here. But any you know, points in synergy skills will not benefit the skill that it synergize with. So blessed aim will be increased if I had 3 here. The blessed aim itself would be increased, but the bonus it gives to hammer wouldn't. So the only useful skill to have here as a third skill would be something like Holy Shield, because obviously it doesn't give synergies to anything, and it's pretty useful, you know, defense, whatever, blah blah. So I think, after I thought it through, I think the only useful other skill would be Holy Shield. So, or in PvP, Conviction Hour or something like that, whatever. Also, this can have 10 faster cast rate. I mean, it's not a big deal on my setup because I can't reach 125 anyways with this, unless I sacrifice a ton of things. So I'll have less damage, so it defeats the purpose. of having 10 faster catch rate here, but if I had 10 faster catch rate on this scepter, it would be really good for PvP, because this way you'll be able to reach 125 faster catch rate easily, and this gives more damage than Hoto, so it would be pretty nice, to be honest with you. But yeah, so this with 20 life, 30 all resist, 20 life, 15 all resist jewels, 2 of them. I reach the resists barely, as you can see. That's what I mean, that's one of the optimal things you can do with your Magic Find character. I mean, in Magic Find, like in player versus monster, you don't need stack. You don't need stack unless you're facing conviction or whatever. But like, it's, you know, you're not doing Uber Twisters or anything, so it doesn't matter. So in player versus monster, as soon as you reach 75 or 80 or 90 or whatever the breakpoint is, that's it. Like, you know, you don't need to do any more. So the you know, as little resist as possible afterwards. That will optimize your setup. So this is what I have here. So 30 or resist, 40 life on this. I think this is for the best sockets for it. Amulet, I've got this, 2 paladin, 74 life, 19 no resist. Amulet, it's pretty good for Magic Find. I mean, the 10 faster on walk is, it's whatever. It can have one more stat on it. It can have like mana on it or whatever, but it's not a big deal. I don't need it. So what it has is enough. And by the way, the 74 life here, because the other good option is Mara. So like if you have Maras, you know, a cheap option, it's really good, but this gives more life. So even though Mara gives 2 tall skill and you can bow with it, and after bow you get more life because of the 2 tall skill, and here you don't get that, the 74 life base itself gives more life than that. So this is better than Mara in that regard. Shaco, obviously, with Burr Rune, really good. I mean, both for Magic Find and for PvP, it's just one of the best Paladin helmets, hands down. 2 Bull Cactuses. I mean, everything else is for damage. Look at this shit. So, like, 2 Bull Cactuses, 1 skill, 1 skill. Arachnid Mesh, 1 skill, yeah. Phoenix. You need Phoenix, Spirit of Phoenix. If you can get that, even though it's usually a PvP shield, for Magic Find is really good as well, because you know, you tank a lot more with the 5 max light resist, 10 max fire resist in combination with the water walks, even more fire resist. So yeah, if you can get the Spirit of Phoenix, great. If not, I mean, yeah, you get more resist on a normal spirit anyway, so you can, I guess you can compensate with that. So if you had a normal spirit will have it will have 35 light, 35 cold, 45 poison resist more, so you know, you can compensate that way. Mage Fist, you can use whatever, you can use Strong Gloves, doesn't really matter. Water Walks, again, 3rd time, and there will be more as well, coming in other videos. Like Water Walk boots. If you've got a max block character, especially for Magic Find, these are the best boots. Nothing beats it. So much life, so much dexterity, whatever. I keep repeating myself in every video about them. I love them fucking boots. So yeah, Water Walk boots. 1 sec. Okay, so 7 skillers. 5 of them are with life, and 2 of them with extra gold. I've got resist, smart charm, life resist, life resist, life resist, life resist, life resist, life mana, and then life resist. Iron heals, and then torch, you know, the basic stuff. As I said in the sorcerer's video, I like having Horadric Cube in my inventory. I constantly pick shit, especially if I'm doing a chaos run in a full bow game, because you know, Also, I want to clarify, because like people probably think, some people, not all, but like some people, like hardcore Magic Finders probably think, like, what the, like, why the fuck is he saying these are Magic Find characters? He has no Magic Find. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, he is like, he's saying these are Magic Find characters, but they don't have any Magic Find. Like, the only Magic Find I get is from Shaco and from Enigma. Yeah, on my Javelin, it's only from the Enigma I get Magic Find. And on my Sorceress, I have zero Magic Find. I've listed it as a Magic Find character, but I have zero Magic Find. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is like, regarding that is, you know, I usually, if I'm gonna do Magic Find, I would Magic Find in a full game, with other people that they have Magic Find. Obviously, Magic Find is shared throughout the game. So if you have more people in the game, chances are more things will drop. But at the same time, what I find is there's like a little sweet spot. Obviously, if you don't have any Magic Find, it's like even more random. But if you have too much Magic Find, it's a piece of shit, because Magic Find regulates how much of certain items drop. So if I have too much Magic Find, a lot of like crappy rare, obviously you want like the good rares. Yeah, you want rare rings, you want rare amulets, you want rare diadems, whatever, stuff like that. Rare ethereal items are really good. But if you have too much Magic Find, not only do you, obviously you boost the chance of getting those, but you also boost the chance of getting any other rare item that's useless. Okay, so you get like a ton of useless rare items all over with a lot of Magic Find, and then a ton of like useless unique items that have like reached this kind of breakpoint or whatever. So if you have a lot of Magic Find, you essentially you start getting bombarded by like a lot of shit like that you don't really need. I mean, depending on the situation, but in maybe on the new ladder you would need it. Like you would need like these garbage items, but in non-ladder especially, like if you have like 500-600 Magic Find, even more, like you're gonna get so much garbage that you don't really need, that it's actually better to have like maybe just a little bit Magic Find, like 150 or something, just so you can like kind of boost it enough to get like a bit more rare items and like magic items, but not too much that you're gonna start getting like too many of everything, and like it's just a clusterfuck of shit. So that's my take on that. It's a little side thing, but yeah. So Heraldric Cube, yeah, I love having that, because obviously, and Heraldric Cube, obviously, it's best when you have Tome of Identity with you, because you can instantly, so like you put some shit in here, instantly go in, blah blah, like, you know, identify and then check that shit. So like your Heraldric Cube is always empty, so you can like get more stuff. On the other hand, if you don't have this, it's a little shit. I mean, I have it on some other Magic Find characters where I don't have the space for Tome of Identity, and you know, I get a lot of things. So like, let's say I find some like rare boots, like good base of rare boots, and like find a rare pelt or something, or like something like that, and then again I find some other rare diadem or whatever, and I don't have the space for it because I have to go like in town, and then I just can't take it if it's in a full game and we're like rushing to level or whatever. So it's really good if you have the tome to identify shit like as soon as you get it, so you keep your space free for other stuff that might drop. Also a key, this is really rare actually. On most of my Magic Find characters I don't have the space for this, because you know, they're optimized in such a way that I either need the space for like a faster Runewalk Smart Charm, or for a resist Smart Charm, or for a strength Smart Charm or something. But here it just so happens I don't need anything else. Like I reach my resist with this Smart Charm here, and then I don't need hit recovery, I don't need anything else, so I can just put a key, just so I can like unlock some boxes if I like some superior boxes if I want to. So breakpoints on this character: 75 faster cast rate, I haven't bothered with hit recovery. What the fuck is the hit recovery breakpoint? So the next lowest hit recovery breakpoint for Hammerden for a paladin is 48. So I've got I reach 48 with the 55 faster hit recovery from the Spirit of Phoenix, and that's fine. I mean, hit recovery not a huge concern. So yeah, 75 faster cast rate, 48 hit recovery, and the faster cast rate I get. You see, the beauty of this setup is how easy you get the faster cast rate, and then how much you can invest in like damage afterwards. So all I need is this 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. These three items give me the faster cast rate, so I can chuck Shaku in here to all skill. I can chuck Bulkathos, I can chuck another Bulkathos, you know. So yeah, that's a lot of damage. And then let me show you the damage real quick. So check this out. 16 to 17k hammer damage. That's huge. Okay, that's huge. Like my PvP Hammerden does like at the best does 15k at the best, and he's like full inventory of skillers, like all that shit. This one 16 to 17k. Okay, huge damage. And in my durability setup with my PvP Hammerden, I got 12k hammer damage. Okay, this guy does 16 to 17k damage. It's huge. I mean, I melt in a full game. Diablo, like if I do a chaos run on my own, like sometimes I'm really selfish and I do a chaos run and there's like other people with like higher level, but I do chaos run on my own and I kill Diablo because like obviously you get so much experience from it. Or if you kill it yourself, I melt Diablo with this damage. Yeah, I melt that guy. So skill wise, max hammer, yeah, max conviction, max blessed aim, obviously the max vigor, everything that gives damage to this, you max it. 1 point in redemption, because let's say, where did I go? Yeah. So redemption is really useful if you're low on life. You just use redemption, and low on life and mana. You use redemption, just like switch to redemption, and it absorbs all the life and mana from monsters, from the souls of monsters around you. So it's really good. So it's really useful if you do a chaos run, let's say, in a full game, and you do a chaos run, and then the last monster, like the Viper, whatever, like I forgot the name, the fire dudes, on the excuse me, on the right hand side, the fire dudes, you kill them insta, yeah, and then obviously as you kill them, everything else disappears because you've clicked all the seals. And then if you're like at half HP or something, like depending on like what the situation is, sometimes you don't have your full life, sometimes you're half HP. Like for the time that you type D, because usually what happens is you type D as in to signal that Diablo is ready to be killed for the ball game. Like literally I switched to redemption, and for the time that I type D, I've already absorbed all the monsters around me and I'm full HP, and then I'm ready to go to the ball, what's it called, Throne of Destruction. So yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and obviously after 1 point of redemption, everything else on Holy Shield. And for me, it's a little lucky. Just so happens, as you can see, I get 38, 38. Look at this. So it's at the bottom. I can't point it out. Like successful blocking. Okay, it's 38. Yeah. If I switch on my boss side, my next level, if I get another more level, I go to 39 successful blocking percentage. And it's lucky for me that with all these points that I've got in it, it's not maxed, by the way, this is not maxed. With all these points I've got in it, as soon as I bow, and then I click look, I get the 39% with just this one. And it's lucky because I got a shitty ass call to arms here. My call to arms has 2 to holy shield, not 3. So I only get 1 point extra compared to my main side. But this 1 point is enough to get me over to 39% successful broke rate. So yeah, that's about it. Obviously enough dexterity to get your max block. I haven't put any strength as I showed you earlier, and then everything else in vitality. My life is like really good. Max resist, all that jazz. Everything is Gucci. So this is the hammer then. Really fun. A lot of damage. I mean, huge amount of damage with this setup. And because the setup is unique, it just gives me the motivation to play the character. You see, that's what I look for when I make a character. I look for it to be a bit more unique, so I get the motivation to play it. If the character is super basic, I lose motivation to play it, and it's just, yeah, I don't play it. So that's why I'm trying to make unique characters, not just for the sake of it, but just to keep me interested in the game. So thanks for watching. Obviously, oh yeah, obviously the same thing as like other characters: fortitude, and the Arrows of Sage, and then meditation. You know, in Sadmar. Right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.